The New York Knicks are NBA champions. Just a few years ago, that sentence would have sounded impossible to many basketball fans. But after an incredible playoff run, New York has climbed all the way to the top of the NBA mountain. And whenever a new champion emerges, the rest of the league immediately starts looking for answers. Front offices begin making calls, trade rumors start spreading, and every contender asks the same question. What move do we need to make to get there too? That's exactly where the NBA finds itself right now. The Knicks have raised the trophy, and now teams around the league are searching for blockbuster trades that could completely reshape the championship race. One of the most ambitious ideas involves the Atlanta Hawks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Atlanta has spent years trying to build a true contender around Trae Young, but they've struggled to take that final step. That's why the thought of pairing Trae with Giannis is so exciting. Imagine defenses trying to stop Young's elite playmaking, while also dealing with one of the most dominant players in basketball attacking the rim every possession. Giannis would instantly transform Atlanta into a serious threat in the Eastern Conference. The cost would be enormous, requiring draft picks, young players, and probably most of the Hawks' future assets. But after watching the Knicks win a title, Atlanta may decide that taking a massive risk is worth it. Another fascinating possibility belongs to the Brooklyn Nets. Ever since their superstar era came to an end, Brooklyn has been searching for the next franchise cornerstone. One ambitious target could be Chet Holmgren. The Oklahoma City big man has quickly become one of the most unique young players in basketball. His ability to protect the rim, stretch the floor, and handle the ball makes him an ideal modern NBA star. Oklahoma City would have very little reason to move him, which is exactly why this idea feels so bold. But if Brooklyn somehow managed to acquire a player like Holmgren, it would instantly change the future of the franchise and give the Nets a star to build around for years. The Los Angeles Lakers are another team expected to be aggressive. That's simply what the Lakers do. Throughout their history, they have consistently pursued superstars whenever an opportunity presents itself. Watching another team celebrate a championship only increases the pressure in Los Angeles. As long as LeBron James remains on the roster and the organization believes it can compete, the Lakers will continue searching for major upgrades. Whether it's an all-star, a former MVP, or another elite talent, don't be surprised if the Lakers become one of the biggest players in the trade market. They understand that championship windows don't stay open forever. The Dallas Mavericks face a different challenge. Their offense is already capable of competing with anyone, but championship teams usually need balance. That's why Dallas could target an elite defensive player who can protect the rim, guard multiple positions, and make life difficult for opposing stars. Sometimes the most important addition isn't the player who scores the most points. It's the player who fixes your biggest weakness. If Dallas can find the right defensive piece, they could take a major step toward returning to championship contention. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors continue searching for ways to extend their championship window. Stephen Curry remains one of the greatest players in basketball, but the Warriors know time is not on their side. Every season matters. Every opportunity matters. That's why Golden State could be willing to make one more major move in an effort to compete for another title. Whether it's a younger star or an established veteran, the Warriors understand that standing still is not an option in a league that keeps getting stronger. If a big name becomes available, Golden State will almost certainly explore the possibility. Perhaps the most intriguing team in the league right now is the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama has already shown signs of becoming one of the NBA's next superstars, and the Spurs possess the assets necessary to make a blockbuster move. They have draft picks, financial flexibility, and one of the brightest futures in basketball. Imagine pairing Wembanyama with another elite young star. Suddenly, San Antonio goes from an exciting young team to a legitimate championship threat. That's what makes the Spurs so dangerous. They have the resources to act whenever the right opportunity appears. The Philadelphia 76ers are another franchise under enormous pressure. Every season begins with championship expectations, but the ultimate goal continues to remain out of reach. Watching the Knicks finally break through could push Philadelphia toward a more aggressive approach. At some point, organizations stop worrying about the future and focus entirely on winning right now. If a superstar becomes available, the Sixers may decide it's time to make a bold move. The pressure to deliver a championship isn't getting any smaller, and every season without a title only increases the urgency. Then there's Oklahoma City, a team that already looks like a contender, but still has one of the largest collections of future assets in the NBA. That's what makes the Thunder so scary. Unlike many teams, they don't need to make a blockbuster trade. But if they decide they want another superstar, they have the resources to outbid almost anyone. Their combination of young talent, draft picks, and flexibility gives them options that most franchises can only dream about. If Oklahoma City ever decides to go all in, the rest of the league should be very concerned. The reality is that every NBA offseason begins with rumors, speculation, and dream trade scenarios. Most of them never happen. But all it takes is one blockbuster deal to completely change the league. One superstar asking out. One front office deciding to take a risk. One unexpected phone call that nobody saw coming. Suddenly, the entire championship picture looks different. That's why this offseason could be one of the most exciting in recent memory. The Knicks have proven that the right roster can go from contender to champion. Now every other team is searching for the move that could put them on that same path. Whether it's Giannis to Atlanta, a young star finding a new home, or a surprise blockbuster that nobody sees coming, the race to catch the Knicks has officially begun. The question now is simple. Which trade would shock the NBA the most? Would it be Giannis joining a new contender? The Lakers landing another superstar? The Spurs accelerating their rebuild with a blockbuster move? Or could there be a completely unexpected deal waiting around the corner? One thing is certain. The Knicks may have won the championship, but the battle for next season's title has already started.